This is Ryan over High Carb Regenerator. I got Durianrider with me again today. We're going to answer some of the questions from a video that we did a little while ago.
Any questions?
Any questions? So the one that you seem to like the most is I went all in with your protocols and I am diabetic. I have 100 pounds to lose. My blood sugar reading went to over 500. Pretty scary. It is still high a week later, even though I have stopped eating sugary things. It is now just over 200. What do you do? What do you suggest? I did lose 10 pounds quite quick, but my blood sugar was scary high.
So I'm not sure if that person's, did they say if they're type 1 or type 2? There's a big difference there.
They did not. They did not.
Okay, so let's assume they're type 1. Type 1 means you have to use insulin for the rest of your life. You're never getting off insulin. Type 2 is totally reversible, which means you don't need to use any metformin, etc. So type 2 is the one everyone who does my protocol loses their type 2 diabetes, 100%. Type 1s, though, you never lose that. What we do have with type 1s, and I've been around type 1 since 1999, when my friend Scott introduced me into glucose meters, et cetera, and he introduced me to difference between insulin resistance and insulin sensitivity. And so with type 1s, what we experience is massive increase in insulin sensitivity, and all type 1s who do my protocol, they find they use their insulin, the insulin needs they have to inject insulin, it goes down highest ever, like the lowest ever units of insulin, which means they lose a lot of weight because insulin's so anabolic. So this guy just wasn't doing a protocol. I'm not sure what this guy was doing, but the proof is that he wasn't doing a protocol is his fasting sugars are still high. Right? His oral glucose tolerance test is still high. His insulin resistance is still there. Like it takes probably 2 days to lose type 2 diabetes. If you're doing my protocol. Like if you're doing it like for lunch or for breakfast or maybe for dinner now and then, okay, what are you doing the rest of the time? So it's like when you're wearing shoes, like, like someone comes in the shop and says, "Oh, my feet are all cut up. These shoes don't work." And it's like, "What happened? You got cuts in your feet?" Yeah, like I wore the shoes for the first 2 kilometers, and then someone said you should go barefoot. So I went barefoot and my feet got cut up. But I was wearing your shoes. I said, "No, you took the shoes off. Like maybe you started my protocol, but then you stopped doing it for whatever reason. Maybe you went to a dinner or whatever, or and that's fine. That's normal real life. But don't think you did the protocol 100%. All right, because if you did, you wouldn't have type 2 diabetes anymore. And if you're type 1 diabetic, you would find that you're using the least insulin ever. So the fact they lost 10 pounds, I mean, they were probably doing it part-time. But full-time, you're going to get off all your diabetes medications if you are type 2.
One of the biggest...
My protocol is reverse insulin resistance.
One of the biggest debates that I get in all the time is about sleep. Now, I can never fall asleep before like midnight. And a lot of people are like, well, you're never going to lose weight on Durianrider protocol. Or some people say, well, I lost a ton of weight and go to bed whenever. So what is your... Do you think it really matters when you go to bed or how many hours you get to sleep?
Definitely. Hugely. It's just like I go to bed, 4 a.m., 8 p.m. I go to bed whenever. But if I want my best, 8, 9 p.m., I can run on like 2 hours. I can do 1 hour sleep a night, My testosterone levels through the roof. Like I'm on exogenous hormones. Like I can get away with hardly any sleep, for a while. But am I going to be my best self? No way. So going to bed at 8, 9 p.m., everybody wins. All right. It's like you can perform on late nights in spite of that. Like I can run fast, compared to most guys who are 20 in crappy shoes, but I'll just run fast. So I've got some good shoes on me. So are we performing in spite of something? Oh, look at me. I go to bed at 2 a.m. I'm kicking ass. Yeah, but what if you went to bed at 8 p.m.? You'd be kicking more ass. So with you, Ryan, the earlier you go to bed, the better hormones you'll have. We know late nights increase insulin resistance. So if someone's underweight, then going to bed late can help them gain weight by increasing their insulin levels. But, if we're looking to lose weight, I'd be going to bed at 8 p.m. If I was on like a weight loss mission, I'd be going to bed at 8, 9 p.m. It's winter where you are, yeah?
Yeah, it is. But I mean, dude,
it's easy to get to bed earlier.
It's not. I just lay there.
That's okay. That's okay. Just laying there in the darkness, You can maybe listen to a podcast or listen to some stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But you got to be in the darkness with that low heart rate. You don't have to be sleeping. Like, it's a myth you need to sleep. All right. There's rest and there's sleep. Rest is as important as sleep. What is rest? Rest is when we're still awake, but our heart rate is low. Our muscle tension is low. Our spine is in its neutral position. These things are very important for us to like regenerate our nerve energy, etc. And then you have sleep, which is important as well. But rest and sleep are different things. So rest, we can sort of switch off the muscles and switch off the back and the spine and just like wind down. Okay, so turn the lights off, no blue light. All right, have a podcast. When I go to the toilet at night trying to pee, I use a freaking head torch and I put it on the red light so it's not waking me up or anyone else. So often I just piss in the bottle.
I do the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, good. So it's just about just chilling, man. Because in nature, like, we wouldn't be sleeping all night. Someone's got to stay awake for when the lions come and raid the pack, So it's okay just to rest there. But if you're like tossing and turning and going, oh man, I can't sleep. This is frustrating. That's not rest. Now we're just getting hyped up in our head about stuff that doesn't really matter. So yeah, we got to just chill. And if you want to listen to a podcast while you're chilling in bed, nothing wrong with that. But go to bed, lights off, phones off, only have a little podcast, press play button, but no internet, no like, oh, what's on Instagram or what's on Facebook or what's this going? No. That's the blue light, the internet. Internet's basically like cocaine, man. It's so stimulating. It's just like, it's a stimulant, right? So it's just like, and then you don't rest the brain. Right? We need the rest. And so in terms of weight loss, the more rest you get, the harder you can push yourself. And then harder you push yourself, the more oxygen you get in your body. And we know it takes 3 kilos of oxygen to burn 1 kilo of fat. And we know the insulin works better. Our insulin sensitivity is enhanced the earlier we go to bed before midnight. For sure. I feel that even next day. I'm very sensitive to my insulin sensitivity and insulin resistance. Been measuring my blood sugar for 25 to 24 years now. So I'm very sensitive to that. I'm not diabetic, but I understand. I work with a lot of diabetics. So it's going to bed early is critical. What is early? For me, it's 8, 9 p.m. That's ideal. And get up at 4 a.m.
On that one. What's that?
Get up at 4 a.m. Get up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I used to for work.
Do it. Just keep doing that for 5 a.m. And then all of a sudden you'll be going to bed earlier and earlier and earlier. Like when I get up at 4:30 a.m., I'm generally going to bed pretty early that night or the next night. So yeah, just start the early morning routine, crank the music, crank whatever, get the internet, boom. When I wake up in the morning, I'm like, bang, I'm on my phone, getting work done, boom, boom, boom. I love it. The phone is like, I don't drink coffee. I have an iPhone 6S. This is my stimulant right there. Stimulant of choice.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Any questions? You can ask me any questions. Nothing's too personal.
It says, I seem to suck at digesting grains following your protocols. I tried over and over to eat rice, oats, or potatoes after fruit for breakfast, for lunch, chronic heartburn every time I eat grains. Any suggestions?
You don't need grains. If grains don't work for you, don't eat them. Don't eat them. My question would be also, what are you eating with? Are you eating with onions and garlic and chili, those irritants that can affect some people's digestion? I'm not sure how you're eating your grains. Maybe you could make a soup, like a vegetable soup with rice in there. So it's high water content. Maybe you could make a sweet rice dish with rice, sugar, water, a bit of cinnamon. That's one of my favorite meals for dinner. So try doing that. Maybe you need to have a bit more water content with the starches there. But if that still doesn't work for you, you don't need starches. I mean, I need starches. But if you don't need them, if your body's saying no, doesn't digest for you, skip them out. Or you could try other starches like millet or quinoa or cornmeal like ugali, polenta, couscous, things like that. But generally, if you make them high water content, they'll digest even better. So try that. Try making them high water content. Try having with no chili, pepper, garlic, onion. Just have it with a little bit of salt or with sugar, cinnamon, good to go. Try that.
Perfect. And I got another one here is, if I'm always tired, should I exercise to try to get myself, man, this is another sleep one. Should I try to get my exercise to try to get myself to sleep, or should I just let my body recover and before I get back to doing sport?
If they've got an injury, then you got to listen to your injury. Let's say got a neck injury or a knee injury, you got to listen to that. Tired, is it just boredom? It's like, it's another day, you know. Are you fatigued? Are you coming off stimulants? If you stop doing Adderall or caffeine or modafinil or phentermine, if you stop doing these stimulants, all of a sudden you're like, oh man, my body can actually catch up with the fatigue that I was denying it feeling by taking all these pills and stuff. So there's many things of fatigue and tiredness. Are you going through a period of stress where you just like, I don't know how to handle what's going on here? Just had a kid or got a kid in the way and just life's just tough. And you're thinking of so much nerve energy, just like feeling tired more from that. So I'm not sure what's causing you your tiredness, or maybe your tiredness is just fake and that you can actually push harder than you think. All right. So test the boundaries. Okay. But you can't really overtrain. It's very, 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 very hard to overtrain if you are avoiding stimulants, right? Well, caffeine, Ritalin, green tea, mate, these things, chocolate. It's very, very hard to overtrain because you just be like, oh, I need to sleep. You know, I need to chill. You know, so it's, get in touch with that. Also could be dehydration. You might not be drinking enough water, right? And for me, when I'm having starches, I have them in the evening. During the day, especially during summertime now in Australia, Adelaide, there's no way I could eat rice for lunch. I'd be like, oh man, so hot. I feel so, I got to have the starches at nighttime when I just like winding down. During the day, for me, it's sweet, juicy things, you know. Otherwise, for me, it's too heavy during the day for the starches. Some people have oats for breakfast, and I'm like, I used to do that, and then I switched out for fruit for breakfast. I'm like, this is way better. And then we went to oats for breakfast. Like, oh my god, I used to eat oats for breakfast. So heavy. So heavy.
I can't do it.
You know, so I'm gonna have fruit. So it could be just fatigue, digestion fatigue from eating something that's so heavy to digest in the morning or lunchtime. So I'm not sure what you're doing there. You haven't really said exactly what you're doing, that person. So we can make some assumptions here. But yeah, hydration. Make sure you drink enough water so you're peeing clear every 2 hours. If I'm ever tired during the day, I just get this glass and knock back 2 of these. Just boom, boom, boom. It's like a schooner glass. It's about 450 ml, half a quart, half a liter, and then just knock that back. Okay, so that's what it's a quart actually, half a quart for people in the US. So, you know, so that's the big one. If you're not peeing clear, you can be more. You can have dehydration fatigue. Okay, so a lot of fatigue, dehydration as well. You know, so that's why I say sleep, water, sugar. Get enough sleep, get enough water, get enough sugar. How much sugar do you need? As much as your cravings want. How much sleep you need? You know, if you find yourself hard to get out of bed in the morning, then you need to go to bed earlier. If you can't bounce out of bed at 6 a.m., you're going to bed too late. Okay, the nights beforehand, not just one night, but a few nights in a row. Like yesterday, I bounced out of bed at 4:41 a.m. I was just like charging out of bed.
Exactly.
So it's about getting the sleep so you can get up early and just boom, ready to roll. All right, and then with water, drinking enough water, drinking enough water so you're peeing clear every 2 hours during the summertime, during the day, and every 3 hours during winter. Peeing clear, like pouring water out. And I wasn't drinking urine, by the way. It's just water. And it basically like water, midstream, look down. It should look like water. That's when you're hydrating. So if you're peeing yellow, you might have the noontime nodding going on there.
One of the ones I get all the time too is they say, you talk about sugar all the time, but sugar hurts their stomach. I don't know if you get that a lot or what your thoughts are on that.
It would be impossible for sugar to hurt the stomach because sugar's pH neutral. It's pH neutral. Like if you get white processed refined cane sugar, aka sucrose, is pH neutral. Like sugar is antimicrobial. They use it in surgery for many, many thousands of years. Use it for wound dressing. Like sugar kills pathogens. Like sugar is so important for the body. It's pH neutral. Nothing digests better than sugar. I mean, you can inject in hospitals. They inject you with sugar, IV. Right? That's like sugar's not acidic. Right? Like it's just so sugar's pH neutral, and the molecular structure of sucrose doesn't change whether it's from cane or beets or corn or fruits or lentils or corn. Carrots or other, it's still the sucrose. So it can't cause you stomach upset. It just digests. There's nothing that digests better for humans than sugar in water. That's You know, there's fructose, the glucose, the sucrose in water. Nothing digests better than that because it's pH neutral. Okay, so I think maybe they're referring to things, they're eating other things with that. Maybe they're eating some watermelon on top of a rice meal or some pastry or whatever. They're like, oh, I've got a gut. And they're like, it must be the sugar, or I've got a fructose intolerance. No. There's people who are just combining foods poorly. Like food combining is a myth, they say. Like guys like Greger and McDougall, they say food combining doesn't exist. Doesn't matter what you eat, doesn't matter what order you eat it. But any raw foodist out there who's done a raw food lifestyle for a bit and got in touch with food combining knows if you have watermelon after eating some sandwiches, all right, you're going to be feeling my gut feels bloated. All right. If you're eating oats and fruit together, you know, blah, 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 blah. All right. So food combining is very important if you want your flat stomach, if you want your best digestion, if you want enhanced energy. So people can try and say it doesn't exist, but anyone can prove it. Just do the experiment yourself. Have a big meal of watermelon after your spaghetti meal and tell me how you feel. The food combined doesn't exist.
Yeah.
It's a myth.
Speaking of food, I finally saw that interview you did with that Joey Schwartz, some commentator or whatever, that carnivore dude.
Yep.
He was bragging about only going to the bathroom like 4 times a week. I was like, wow, this dude is going to be in for a world of hurt.
It's a concern, man. He's young, very young. Was he 19 or something?
Yeah.
But he already looks his eyes look thrashed out, and his kidneys are going to start to fail. His fitness is going down. You know, like, it's sad, but he's just in this and he's a great speaker, and he asks some great questions, and he's good at the debate, and good on him. But as an elder, I feel very concerned for his future at this rate. You know, and that's not me being Mr. Vegan bias. That's genuine. Like, even if he's eating a vegan version of like a keto sort of thing, like, I'd be like, dude, like, you need carbs, man. You need water, right? He's not drinking water. It's just like his teeth are going to rot out because his mouth's going to be so acidic. It's like, and so full of bacteria. It's not getting washed away. It's just crazy, man.
It's crazy. I mean,
because he's so young, he'll get away with it for a little bit. But already his fitness is dropping off.
Yeah. I mean, I came from that world, you know, it started ruining my kidneys and everything. That's how I got started in the vegan thing.
Yeah.
That's when you remember Arnold over at Arnold's Way?
Yes.
Yeah, he's the one that actually got me started on the whole thing, that and a couple other people. But yeah,
what year was that?
2010.
Oh wow,
2011.
nice. That's right. Yeah. That's right.
I ran into you there. That's actually how I found out who you were. Actually, you and some other dude were eating bananas on like in the back or so. I forget exactly, but yeah.
That football dude. What's his name? I forget. Man, time goes fast.
It does. Yeah.
Feels like another lifetime.
Yeah.
Wow. Good times though.
It was a lot better back then because the fruit was better back then. The fruit tasted better even then than it does now.
Really? Yeah, fruit was pretty epic in 2011. Had a good time there. Arnold put on a good show.
Yeah.
It's a cool little cafe he's got there. Is it still going there?
Yeah, it's still going.
Wow. It's still going, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, because he's right off the train station there. So I think I even was interviewed a vegan from Sweden who knew who he was.
That's epic, man.
It is. It's crazy.
That's shit, man. That's good to hear. Yeah, he's just wow. That's crazy, man. The cafe's still going. Having a cafe ain't no easy run.
No.
Having like a raw food sort of vegan cafe with things coming and going, like so many closed down. So the fact Arnold's still kicking on, that's legendary.
It is. Yeah.
I found Arnold a great guy to be around, and yeah, he needs to drink more water though. I was giving him shit. Drink more water, bro.
Yeah.
Drink more water.
That's one thing you find with the fruitarian, the raw vegans is they don't drink a lot of water.
That's why they all have teeth issues in the end.
Yeah.
I remember Mike Arnstein stopped drinking water. I was like, dude, that's a bad move, man. And he got a mouthful of cavities, and he blamed it on dates. I said, it's not the dates, man. It's the water. Like your teeth are dry. There's nothing like rinsing the food and stuff off. Like, you know, like you need water. Water's like a solvent to like clean things. You got to clean your teeth. You got to be hydrated. So it's crazy.
It is. Yeah. One of the comments that somebody made the other day was, why don't you just go on Plantiful Kiki and High Carb Hannah's way of eating. I'm like, what do they do? Like 1,300, 1,500 calories a day, and then they live on stimulants the rest of the time. I don't understand. You know what I mean? Like the 50-50 plate. I don't know why. I can't believe that's still around. Even McDougal
Is Hannah
himself.
doing that? Is Hannah doing that? I mean, I helped her create her channel back in like 2014, I think it was.
Yeah.
But what's she eating these days?
I haven't seen a video in a while. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen a video since Freely was ripping on her the last time. But it was nothing.
I rate Hannah as a person. I think Hannah's a good chick. But I do feel that she was caught up in a bit of eating disorder eating, sort of mindset that it's gonna be hard for her to let go. And it's just, but look at her boyfriend, her husband, who she met through me, Derek. That mofo, he carbs the fuck up, man, and he's lean. And he's got energy. He carbs up. He's low fat. I hanged out with him in, I think it was 2013. He came to Adelaide, and he was carbing the fuck up, man. And he was lean and getting shit done. So yeah, man, like she should just eat like him and copy him and model him, and she will be as lean as she wants to be.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy though. But I mean, for me, example, and a couple other people. I mean, I didn't gain, but I didn't really lose anything last year, which is really annoying. And I've been doing.
How many miles did you ride last year?
Not as many. This ankle, man, is really getting
what's the ankle? Okay.
I had to have my ankle replaced, so it makes it hard to ride sometimes. Okay. Probably 2,000 miles or less.
That's a bit more than me then. But if you can't ride, that'll make things harder for you. Slow things up, but it just comes down to fat, man. Fat grams. So we just got to be disciplined. You know what I mean? We got to be disciplined with that. Like it's just the fat just sneaks in. Like, it's whenever Natasha wants to gain fat, she just eats more fat, and you notice it in a couple of days. You can notice because she's so slim. You can notice in the end of a week a couple of extra 100 grams in her body. All right, so. And it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a noticeable thing. And just same as if she wants to get super, super skinny again, she just cuts the fat out, and you notice it within like a few days, she's dropping fat on her body a bit, like it's the same with me. If I eat more fat, I can notice the end of the week. If I cut fat back, I can notice the end of the week. So it's, my e-bicycle died about a week ago. So I've been riding my normal bike around, and I've shredded like freaking 3 kilos, off my body in like almost a week. I don't want to try to do that because I'm trying to go up in weight, but it's like I got a new e-bike part. And so yeah, the weight loss is very easy if you do some more cycling and or keep that fat under 10 grams a day. The fat just comes off because it's just very, very hard for us to burn the fat if there's just fat coming in more than 10 grams a day. Like a human needs maybe 3 grams of fat a day. 10 grams is generous.
Yeah.
But in today's world of like processed foods that are full of fat, or restaurant food that most of us eat that's full of fat, like just go think of one restaurant out there who does low fat food. It's pretty freaking rare. And by low fat, I'm meaning 3 grams of fat per meal. Like impossible almost.
Yeah, it is hard to find.
So even when I get a Domino's pizza here in Australia, the vegan ones with no cheese on it, no vegan cheese, there's probably like 20 grams of fat in the pizza even. It's like 2 days worth of fat in one pizza that has no cheese or vegan cheese on it.
Yeah.
Just from the or maybe a bit of oil in the mix there. So it's very easy to overdo fat. So we just got to be, if our goal is fat loss, we have to be extra diligent on keeping that fat under 10 grams a day.
One question I do have from you, I watched some of your older videos and some of your newer videos, and it does seem like back in the day you seemed a little less aggressive or angry. It seemed like you were a little more free flowing back in the day than you are now. Do you think there was a reason for that?
Give me some years. What years are you thinking?
Like the last one I saw was like an 8-year-old video, and you just seem so chill and relaxed back then comparatively to now.
Yeah, probably because I hadn't been ripped off by Freely for 800 grand. No, just kidding. It's true, but not just kidding. But I agree. I was probably, I was a lot more naive back then. I was like, give everyone a chance. Everyone's loving. It's all love. Blah blah blah. Bob Marley style. And that's a good place to be, But and that helped grow the community because I was just like giving everyone a shout out and everyone a foot up. even though a lot of them turn around and backstab me later on and make up shit about me and call me a rapist or whatever. So yeah, there's that element too. And then there's the element of me thinking I have to be more direct with people, like tell them about 10 grams of fat a day max, etc. Just be more like hard line with them. Me taking exogenous hormones, getting my testosterone levels like way over 3 times normal limit, that would have an effect as well. Me getting fitter, setting PRs in like 2014, 2015, 2018. So that just intensity came out as well. Just a few life experiences made me realize that, I've got to be a bit more hardcore with people, tell them the truth about their health and fitness. So, and that probably comes across as like maybe arrogant or angry if I'm really like hardline direct with people. So it's a bit like Gordon Ramsay style.
Yeah.
Some people call it. So yeah, I'd say there's differences there for sure. Like, I look back at some of my videos and I'm like, dude, Harley, get to the point. All right. Enough hugging people. Like, if they want to hug, they can watch someone else, but just give them the truth about their health and fitness.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I guess my videos styles depends on my mood in that moment. Sometimes it's more hardcore. Sometimes it's more like lovey-dovey. But I just bang out a lot of content. And but yeah, but I agree with what you say there. Like, there's definitely some differences for sure.
Yeah. What exactly did cause you to go on to the testosterone?
There wasn't any medical need or whatever. It was just purely always being around performance enhancing drugs since 1997. And then 2014, I was like, I want to experiment myself and see what it's all about. Just like I got given a bottle of wine today. I don't drink alcohol, but I have a media pass for the Twin and Under, and in the gift bag was a bottle of Seppesfield Barossa wine. I'll give that to one of my friends who does drink wine. So it's but before I'd ever drunk alcohol, I was like, oh, what's this alcohol deal? Let me try that. And I drank alcohol. I'm like, this is not for me. Yeah. This ain't for me. But I tried it. Same with the recreational drugs, etc. I tried them. Most of them, some of them. And so with testosterone, I was like, what would it feel like? What does it feel like to feel 2 times, 3 times higher? Right? Like, what does it feel like to have a 3,000 nanogram a deciliter testosterone? It feels fucking amazing.
Crazy high. Wow.
So, like, I wanted to feel what that feels like. What does it feel like to have 1,200 nanograms deciliter of testosterone, no matter what your sleep cycle looks like?
That's crazy. So, wow.
Just wanting to experience what it's like. Why do millions of men around the world take testosterone and lie about it? I want to find out. Yeah. Does it give you an edge? Yeah. Does it help with weight gain? Yeah. Does it help with muscle gain? Yeah. So I just wanted to experience what it is. So yeah, and just to be able, as a personal trainer, to say, hey, look, this is what happens when you take testosterone. This is how easy it is to get. This is how cheap it is to get. This is how common it is. Just to basically educate my audience, but wanted to know from firsthand experience as well. Because I was coaching people who are on steroids, and I'm like, well, I've never used them, so how can I have an opinion about that? And so yeah, went from there. People, well, you've never jumped off a cliff. You're going to jump off a cliff to get an opinion about jumping off a cliff. And it's like, well, killing yourself or self-harm isn't the same as taking a bioidentical hormone like testosterone, etc., or low dosage anadrol, blah 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 blah. All right.
Yeah.
So, and there's so much stigma about steroids. It's like, but where's the stigma about girls taking the contraceptive pill? And that shuts down. That turns the testosterone off. Right, so the girls can't even orgasm properly because they're on the contraceptive pill. Or whatever. It's just like, but no one's talking about that. But with a guy, you shut down your HPTA axis or HPG axis rather. It doesn't matter because you base testosterone, you got a base of testosterone exogenously kicking in there. But when women take the pill, then their HPG axis is turned off. They're not taking any base supplementary testosterone. So that's why so many women feel shit and get fat or can't burn as much fat when they're on the pill. So it's crazy. So yeah, why did I take it? Personal experience, primarily. Curiosity.
So you don't want to squat like 800, 900 pounds?
I think squatting that much is going to be bad for your spine.
Let me know. I can tell you it is, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think humans are designed to squat much heavy weight at all or deadlift. I think these things are detrimental to spinal health long term. And you know, in your 20s maybe, but if you keep doing that, it's going to catch up with you.
I
meet people all the time who have spine issues from deadlifts and squats.
Yeah. I squatted over 800 when I was 24. And
yes, that's very strong.
I tell people not to do it, but they don't listen, but it's not worth it. It just isn't worth it.
It's not worth it, man. I mean, it's very strong, but I think just doing lighter weights, high volume is going to be a lot better for spinal health. Like bench press,
especially if you wanted performance on the bike or something, or performance in any kind of real normal capacity.
Yeah, it's just an extreme level of strength that is going to be detrimental to the joints, in my opinion.
Yeah. Now you talk about people that you have coached or people that have been on your protocols over the years. Do you have a place for people to see that, like images before and after?
In the coaching group, people share their images. There's a lot of before and after pictures in the coaching group, Durianrider.com. I do share some before and afters on my Instagram, on my testimonials page. I've got a whole library of testimonials that I should be putting up more of because I think they're very important for people to see. At the same time, I also respect the privacy of people I work with, mostly the professional athletes. So I don't drop any of their names because I have a couple of stalkers out there who are just like, got a severe bromance with me, which is fair enough. But they write to people and say, "Oh, you support Harley," blah blah blah. So I keep that in mind. There's one guy who has a love affair with me, and he's all over the internet. You Google my name up, and there's actually two guys who have a love affair with me, and they just, they're all over the internet. They just follow me around, just talking up shit, or just they're crazy, man. They're no hate for them, but I don't mind what they do. But I know that I mean, for me, getting clout and people doing fresh posts about me gives me status. Oh, there's that Durianrider guy. He's this, he's that. Oh, who's that? What's that? And people go, I get views. I get paid for clicks. Right? I like that. I like the attention, positive or negative. Both the attention suits me. All right. I can't buy what I buy if I'm getting insufficient attention. Okay. So I love that. But for my audience who aren't social media influencers, who don't have a job where they're paid for views, them getting negative attention isn't what they are here for. All right. So I respect, that's why I often cover up names and faces, etc. So I guess what I should do is just cover up eyes and then post more body shots because there's a lot out there. But yeah, so that's why it's a bit more private with it, because I have such a 2 or 3 levels of guys who stalk me. And I got no hate for them. I admire these men, these guys' passion for me to get attention from me by posting negative content or whatever. Like, I get it. It's, they have a gay crush with me and that's fine. I've got a lot of gay friends out there and they tell me what the deal is. I didn't understand that for a while. And I was like, what's these guys' deal? And I was like, they just, they got an obsession with daddy, and I get that. And I've got no hate. Yeah, I'm straight myself. If you go up, I'm cool with that. But I think these guys should come out the closet. And that's one of my gay friends last year. He's like, dude, like, these dudes have the biggest fucking man crushes on you. I don't know what you did. Did you suck their dick? Or did you fuck them and pump them? Did you pump and dump them? What happened? Because there's no way I would write a fucking vlog about you again and again and again for 10, 11 years. All right. That's one of the guys who's been writing me for about 11 years. It's like, did you give him the best sex he's ever had? And he just not call him, just dump him. I was like, no, dude. He goes, did you alpha widow this guy? I was like, no, I didn't, man. I've never been there. A guy like that. Right? And this dude was making me fucking laugh my fucking tits off. He's like, there's this guy's got the fucking biggest bromance against you. And when I realized that, I was like, fuck yeah, he's right. Like, this is sort of shit you'd write about your ex-girlfriend or whatever, or an ex-girlfriend would write about her ex-boyfriend or whatever. It's like, there's that bromance thing going on there. So that's why I was like, okay, I can have no hate for these guys. These guys fucking love me. Like, one guy fucked his girlfriend. He made a 5-part documentary about how big my dick is, and it was the best she ever had, and blah blah blah. And he felt inadequate. So I get that. I get that. And I got no hate for him at all. And I love the attention. I love it.
I don't think you can do this and not like attention. What do you think about people who
Exactly.
are vegan dating non-vegans? Do you think it's going to work out in the end?
Yeah, it can. And just quickly to recap on the attention thing, the reason why I like the attention isn't because it's like, hey, look at me. It's like, hey, come over to my website, have a look at the products I've got, or watch my free videos on YouTube and educate yourself on proper nutrition. All right.
Oh, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like, because I could do things and get way more attention, but that would be detrimental to the message I'm trying to promote. Okay. So my goal is to promote, and that's what I mean. People fucking, I meet people out there, they fucking hate my guts.
Yeah, the sugar thing is crazy. I mean,
but these people are doing my protocol. They're having the sugar. They're having it in private. I get the feedback and they're losing the weight. They're feeling great, but I still fucking hate Durianrider. And that's great. My job is done here. You're feeling better? Fantastic.
Yeah.
So the end to answer your question, so what was it again? Yeah.
Would you do you think you can date
the non-vegan, the vegan? It's that is like, yeah, that can work. Like it's obviously easier if you've got someone on board already, but I think it could work. It could work. Like it could work. It depends on the situation as well, like the context. Like, is the person open to eating healthier and losing weight or increasing their performance? If they're open to that, then it's probably going to work. If they're not up to it, like, this vegan thing's dumb, then it's probably not going to work. But it's a very, very great area. Someone like me, I feel like I'm very good influencing people in the right direction, or people who want to be influenced. Right. So it depends for me on the level of complicit personality that person has. Does that person want to level up? If they do, I'm the man for them. If they don't, then I'm going to be the biggest annoyance for them ever. And they're going to be like, fuck this dude out of here. Okay. So it depends on the person. Depends. But it definitely could work.
Yeah. I say it could work too. I just
context needed.
Yeah. You just get a lot of people who just, I don't think they would just try to be changing the person every single day. And I just don't know if that would.
Yeah. It's, it's a tough one out there. Like, it's a great question. I should do maybe some video series about it, but it basically, if you want to introduce something to someone like vegan lifestyle, you have to make it fun. Because when you make something fun, you take care of motivation. All right. Like, if you're like, I'd teach my women how I like, my banana sucked. And if you make it fun for them, they want to give you the best experience ever. If you're like, then it's like, they don't want to do that. All right. So it depends if you're coaching a man or a woman, but pretty much everyone out there responds to praise, especially women. Okay. So it's have a outcome. If the person wants to be good at something, then great. And make that process very, very fun, addictive, stimulating, and rewarding. And they will want to do that to please you every day or whenever you want that or whatever, because they get a buzz out of it. They get a dopamine hit too. Yeah. Like, I'm making you feel good. I'm feeling good. That's making me feel good. I'm getting a dopamine hit. I'm going to come back to that. If they're trying to do something, you're critiquing like that, shit, fucking hell, you're a loser. What a waste of time. Can't you get your shit together? That doesn't really respond too well, especially if you're in a relationship with someone. Right? And especially if it's male to female, it's not going to go too good. So, yeah, I think if you want someone to love you, then choosing words carefully is very, very important. And yeah, sure, we may be frustrated, etc., but often it's good to bite our tongue and just use a better choice of words to describe something. But yeah, it comes down to person's motivation. Are they interested or are they fucking committed? Either way, choose a committed person and make it fun. Because when we make something fun, we take care of motivation.
Perfect. I think I'm going to end it there.
Yeah, we'll do more later.
We can do more later. Leave questions down below. That way I know it's relevant to what people actually want. And
any questions?
Perfect. Thanks for coming on.
Hey, great, man. Thanks for hitting me up.
No problem. All right. Like always, subscribe, like, do whatever it is on whatever platform, and we will talk to you next time.